Welcome back to the podcast and to season 3.
Welcome back, guys. It's 2026.
Crazy.
Wild. It feels like we did our last podcast 4 years ago, which we didn't even upload. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, I had someone who was devastated that it didn't get uploaded.
It was actually a really good pod episode. But honestly,
should we do should we just have the file, and if people want it, we'll just send it to them?
Yeah, genuinely, the podcast wouldn't load on my laptop at home, so I couldn't approve it because we were not making it live unless I approved it.
Yeah. So maybe we can do something like that and we can send it to people if they want. Maybe we'll put it in the community group.
Yeah. Join our community group. We're going to be pushing that this year.
Yes.
Second week back at work. Last week was nuts.
A doozy. I've kind of spoken about this on my stories today, and I just did a post in the community group itself. But what the hell was last week? I was so ready to be back in routine, back at the gym, getting my sessions done, feeling good, eating good. And I literally felt like most days I was going to fall asleep at my desk. I could not get out of bed at my alarm. I could not get to my sessions. I did get to my sessions, but I had a couple of days that I went in the middle of the day because I was like, I can't get up. And finally this morning, energy has shifted because I had a nothing weekend.
Nope. See, this morning I was like, can't get out of bed. Not happening.
Yeah.
Not happening. Not doing it. Last week was just really intense. Blazing back into 2026. So I got a lot of planning done. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about too much what we're done because I want to give everyone else tips.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I feel like it was just the accumulation of holiday period, back to work. It was just a lot, but we're back and we're ready to go.
And we're wedge shredding, and I haven't lost 6 kilos in a week. So honestly, stitched up off it.
And that is satire. If you don't understand, if you don't get that, that is satire. Coaches be like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I just hate dieting, guys. I literally don't like being restricted whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a redo of some of our most popular episodes we've ever done before, and that is the Kickstart series. So if you are familiar with the Kickstart series, what are you doing? But the Kickstart series is something that I guess that we do every year now.
Well,
to kickstart the year.
This is the second year we
only
do
it. Last year, so. But basically we're going to do 2 episodes. Today is going to be operations and tomorrow is going to be marketing, or tomorrow. Next week is going to be marketing. And it's just going to be like a little booster of what we think you should be doing for your business in 2026.
Yeah.
So let's get straight into operations because this year is going to be a big year for ops and fitness. Oh my goodness, it's already started.
Honestly, so much is happening in the operations world. So strap in and disclaimer from the very get-go, do not get shiny object syndrome.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest tips in operations this year in general, stop looking at what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time when other people are doing things, they don't know what they're doing either. So that's one of my biggest tips. Every time I get on calls, no matter if it's a client, if it's a consult, if it's a catch up, if it's a community call. So it's like, I saw this coach doing this, should I do it? And it's like, do we know if it's working for them? Anyways, we'll get into it. So we do have a bit of a run sheet, so let's get into it. What's first?
So we're going to kick off with just our base recommendations for your platforms.
Yep.
So our favorite platforms at the moment, and then a little bit of notes about some new ones and just our feedback on some apps as well. So for the start, payment platform. We still love Nui.
We're a Nui stan. But honestly, guys, trust me, we will know when the web app is coming because every Monday I'm like, hey, is the web app ready this week? And they're like, not yet. I'm like, can I please be the first one that's on it?
But a lot of the times, previously, if you haven't wanted to sign up to Nui because they don't have a web platform or a web version, it is coming. Do you know if it's going to be a web version that everyone can use or just Apple?
No, it's still staying Mac. So it's going to be Mac and Apple, which is one of the limitations of Nui is they're not on Android or they won't be on
Windows.
Windows. It's only going to be Mac.
Not Chrome either?
No, I think it's only going to be Mac downloadable. Yeah.
As an app?
Yeah.
Right.
Which I really think that the excuse of Nui isn't on the desktop is kind of not even, what's the word? It's not even like, I'm not going to say valid excuse because it is a valid excuse, but I feel like it's got no punch to it anymore because of how many updates Nui has done this year.
Yeah.
Their updates on their, why can't I talk to
app?
Their updates on their, what is it? When
mobile app?
When apps have something.
Functions?
Features. Oh my God. Their updates on their features have blown us away this year, and I think their features really outdo the fact that they don't have a phone app, which, mind you guys, this is my biggest qualm with Nui, because if I pick up my phone, it just ends up in a TikTok hole. But if you have a MacBook, you can share your phone screen to your Mac, and that's how I actually do Nui now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you can just view it on the computer rather than being on your phone.
And I do it and then I jump off. It is still a little bit annoying, but their features just completely blow everything out of the water.
They've added in like more reporting.
Yeah.
So the
reporting's fantastic. More. The afterpay options are fantastic. Just even pausing payments, fantastic. Increasing payment, like just everything
scheduling
about
cancels.
Them. Yeah.
People signing up, being able to use like the automatic welcome emails so that your onboarding is such a smoother process. Just all round.
And I know everyone says some apps are too good to be true and it can't be right. And it's like, but they really are that app. They really are good. And we're actually going to have Jono on the podcast this year who does the marketing for Nui, which I'm really excited because their marketing is very iconic.
Cool. I feel like they're going so rogue in their marketing.
The one where Jono was walking down the beach and just like making everyone turn around. Did you see that?
That was so good.
I would die.
Because he like puts out his hands to like shake and then spins them around. It was really good.
So Nui do have a web app. Fantastic though. We are still big believers. Keep your payment platforms outside of your training apps. Big no-no because we see a lot of issues with it.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely can do it. And if it's working for you, great. But our general recommendation is to have it outside.
Yeah. Was that the last episode that didn't go live where we talk about disclaimers?
Yeah, I think so. And I was like, I'm sick of disclaimers.
But we'll give you guys some context because like obviously the episode's not live. Maybe we can just roguely make it live. Just like turn it on.
Just turn it on.
But basically we're talking about how we are so sick of having to disclaim everything. Because of the way media is at the moment. And it's like, if we say something and it doesn't suit your business, it doesn't suit your business. That's it. Like,
you know, those things where it's like, oh, but it's like, well, I'm not talking to you.
I was on a video the other day and it was something like a cocoa recipe and someone goes, I'm allergic to cocoa. And it's like, who cares?
Don't use this recipe.
So not everything is about you guys. If we're talking about things and it suits your company, we're just going to try and not give disclaimers this year because I'm really sick of it.
It's going to be hard, but it's like we're preparing to not get, like we're preempting that someone's going to cancel us for it. But it's like, you'll be fine.
Business will work different for everyone. And if Nui doesn't work for you or if putting your payments through your app work for you, then gold star.
Great.
Let's move on.
Form platforms. Yes. We have 2 recommendations. It depends on your level of business and how you kind of want to be using the form platforms, how much data you need from it, all that jazz. Typeform, definitely recommended for bigger businesses with probably like coaches underneath you.
I would even say plus 50 clients to be on Typeform. Typeform's just really expensive.
More so for the fact that like there's more analytics and data tracking that you can do within Typeform, but it is expensive.
Yeah, so if say someone fills in your form but doesn't click enter, you can actually go back and look at their details and give them a call and be like, hey, you filled in my form but you didn't click enter. Really good for that, but I would say plus 50. Typeform's really expensive. Like Typeform isn't even a platform that we would openly pay for at all. We actually use Band-Aid solutions instead of using Typeform because of how expensive the form platform is. It's also really aesthetic. You can have quizzes with Typeform, which is really great. James Smith is talking about quizzes a lot at the moment as a form of an opt-in. And it just allows you to have so many things in one, but you are paying a really crazy, crazy rate for it. Before we get to the one that we do recommend, which I feel like everyone's going to know if you listen, put Google Forms in the bin. Put it in the bin, shut the lid, and move
see a Google form and it low-key, I know that I've said this on an ep recently. Like it was like one of our last ones. I hate seeing a Google form.
mean, we're being so contradictory right now because our podcast form is a Google form.
I thought I made one on our form platform, but maybe I didn't. But I will be moving it because I saw you sending it and I was like, I'll be moving it.
I'm just too lazy to make a new form.
I'll make a new one. I'm making a new one because I was like, ew, I'm not checking that platform. I'm not checking Google Forms.
For some internal things, it's okay. But if it's like a new customer coming to your business, highly recommend not having it. Yeah. Although I must say Google are doing some updates and there are some really cool things coming. But I think you have to pay for them. I think they're turning it into a style of subscription.
It's the same as how they have the appointments on Google Calendar, but you pay for it to have more capabilities, but there is a free version. So it must be similar to that then.
Just not a huge fan. But of course, our tried and true Jotform, we love you.
Yeah.
We love you so much. It's free. Integrations are great. You might as well not pay for something if you can get away with it. And Jotform has a professional look about it, so you might as well do it.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
You can still do lots of design capabilities and things like that.
It's 5 forms, isn't it?
5 free forms, but then it does depend on if you have image uploads and things, you only get a certain amount per month, or sometimes it'll be like your form's full and then you can just go delete the responses if you like save all the information and things, and then it will start again and have more room. But yeah, there's capabilities to the free version for sure.
Yeah, we do love Jotform. And if you're curious about what forms we use use a platform called Fillout, which I actually love. Fillout's great.
I was going to say, but do we recommend Fillout to people?
We've never recommended Fillout to anyone. We do pay a bit of money. I think we pay $80 a month for Fillout. I was going to say,
how expensive is it?
I really enjoy Fillout. I think it's fantastic. It's just kind of the level up from Jotform when it comes to integrations and stuff. It's a little bit more technical. I actually really enjoy Fillout though. It's clean, it's aesthetic, it looks really nice.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but yeah, I would say Jotform or Typeform is probably the most common in the coaching world. But like, yeah, if you want to look into Fillout, it's still a good platform.
When it comes to forms though, keeping in mind that the only form really that you're going to have external to your platforms these days is your inquiry. So opting for a free option makes sense.
Inquiry or cancellation depending on what app you're on.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So
feedback forms.
That is our form recommendation. And another thing with your forms, with your inquiry forms, get rid of all your questions. Have a total of 5 max and make them easy. Make them the tick box, check box things. And I said this to a couple people around, I think it was one of my clients. I was like, there's way too much on here, way too much to fill in. She said, how am I supposed to know about them? I was like, call them.
Yeah.
Just call them and have a chat.
I had the same conversation.
And her conversion rate went up because she was calling them and like pulling it apart and getting down to the bottom of the problem, and then she signed them.
Yeah. I had the same conversation because she was like, but how will I know all the info before I get on a call? I'm like, that's where you learn about them. That's where you get them talking about themselves, their history, everything. Like get them talking on the call instead of just having the info and going, okay, I know you've had XYZ. This is what I recommend for you. Like, no, I build that connection, get them to talk. Because if somebody typing and somebody saying it verbally, you're going to get way more out of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've never gone into a call knowing about the person.
Yeah.
Ever. I've never had a call where I've gone in and I've known a lot. I might know their profile and a couple bits and pieces, but that's the fun part of the call because you get to learn about them and you get to
connect,
like, pull apart different bits and pieces. Whereas if you read something, it's that same old discussion between reading a textbook and having lived experience. Someone can tell you that they run a gym and an online business, but then when you speak to them, you realize that, okay, maybe that's actually not what it is. Like it's a completely different situation. So minimize it. We have to remember that we're dealing with TikTok brains. We're dealing with really short attention spans and really, really impatient buyers. Even just us in this room, if we have to put credit card details in or if there's too many stops on the way to trying to get something, we won't buy it.
Yeah.
So just remove all them objections as much as you can. Especially with the fitness space at the moment, it's changing and people aren't going to wait for objections. They're going to see a form too much, click off, and then you've lost the lead.
Yeah, agree. Amazing. Automation setup, actually learn how Zapier works. Like actually watch a video and try using it.
It really can't be that hard these days because it's got the AI. It's like connect Notion to Nui.
You can tell it what to do, but also I still see people make the same mistakes. Like some of my clients will go like, I tried, and I'm like, great. I'm glad that you've had a go. And then I'll normally do a Loom video and be like, you've clicked the wrong option. And so the options of the apps can be confusing, but do test runs, get it to tell you what the error is, like why there's a problem, why it's not working. Actually read about it, because then if you do use someone externally, for example, to help you build your automations, you have to go back to them every single time you have a problem. So the way I learned Zapier was just using it and testing it and working and why it doesn't work, search why it's not working. It even has like a little AI robot that's like, want me to help you fix it? And it will literally help you fix it and tell you what the problem is.
That would be a good little exclusive podcast out we could do in the community group, how to use that.
Do that.
See, I don't have a clue how to use Zapier, guys. I really don't. I'm that person that logs in, I'm like, nah.
I mean, I've done some Loom videos before on it. I guess it would just depend on like what I'm teaching about it, I guess. But maybe it could be even like a little masterclass or something.
Sorry, I got a new phone. I don't know how to turn it on silent.
Don't you double click it?
It's just my watch is going off. I don't know anything about technology. I think you have to have a good understanding. And I feel I do have a lot of these conversations, and this is probably a fault of FM as well, in a way, that people so heavily rely on us in like the builds and advisories and our customers, that when something goes wrong, say when they launch a challenge and the automation doesn't trigger, it's automatically put on us with the blame. And it's automatically like, well, it didn't work. It didn't set up properly. And yes, absolutely, that's on us. But there's also a level of it's your business, your responsibility. And in your business, everything is your fault. No matter if someone else set it up, it's your fault and you need to learn how to fix it. And it's always just important to be like the master of all trades, just like a little bit here and there of absolutely everything in the business.
My caveat to that is I record videos throughout the entire, like when I do all of the setup. And then if someone does come back to me, they're like, oh, where's this? And I'm like, it's in the Loom video, but I'm like, I can help if like if you're unsure, like watch the video again and then let me know if you're still having troubles. I'll try and get them to do it because I want them to know. Like I don't want them to have a meltdown if something doesn't work like 3 months down the track and not know why or what we've done for them. So if you can spend the time to learn your platforms and your systems and how everything is connected, highly recommend it, especially if it's before you can actually outsource it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about learning in the next podcast episode.
Also just on automations, seeing what your apps can do and how you can connect one to the other. For example, Jotform. You can do so much automation and connection with other apps and even in training apps, like how you can do like auto-assign triggers and how those work. I'm having a conversation with somebody at the moment where they're like, I want to auto-assign the selected program for the challenge. But then the problem is that if they sign up early bird before the challenge starts, but then they get auto-assigned a program, it'll automatically assign even before the challenge starts. So I'm like, yes, there are triggers, but like that's why you learn how they work.
Yeah.
So really learning what your app can do for you, the problems and limitations and things.
Yeah, your apps are so much more capable than you think they are.
Yeah, they can do a lot more.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of a reset with all advisory customers at the moment. And just in particular autoflows on Everfit, just explaining how they work and going back over it. And everyone's like, wow. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it can do all of this. Yeah.
And you just get stuck in the rut and put it in the too hard basket.
Yeah. I did actually learn from one of my clients because he was like, I don't understand why the leaderboard isn't working in the community group for people completing workouts. The workouts have to be in the auto flow for them to trigger the leaderboard. They can't complete their own workout and it adds to the leaderboard.
So that would be a challenge exclusive one.
Yeah. Which even like total lifted, honestly, the leaderboards in Everfit do need a revamp because like
the steps is the only good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Step challenge. So that does need a good revamp if I'm honest, because they have to be in the same auto flow with the tasks, habits, workouts, everything out into that auto flow. Not all of your clients are following the same workouts. So yeah, anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Automation, make your life easier, see where you're doing too much manual time and then look into how you can actually fix it instead of just spending too much time doing it every single week and complaining about it. Try and fix it.
I do that as well. I do that. What was I doing that with end of last year? And I was like, Ashley, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? I think it might have been our onboarding process for something. Oh my God, it was. Oh, it was the membership onboarding process. And I don't know why we hadn't fixed it sooner, but basically when someone paid on Nui, the link for the onboarding form wasn't automated. So then I would have to email them the form and then they'd have to fill it in and they were always chasing me. And I was like, God, because I changed all the offers over. Oh. And I was like, why am I doing this? What am I doing? Like, why am I not? And I was like, I literally teach this to everyone. Why am I doing this myself?
I was going to say, I thought that was automated, but yeah, all the names and everything would have changed. Yeah.
So even we do it.
So yeah, instead of going, this is so annoying and then doing the manual work, take 30 minutes out of your day and be like, okay, how can I not hate this every day of my life? Cool. Do you have anything else on automation?
Not really. I think just be really mindful of over automating your business. I think there's still a really big emphasis on human connection when it comes to coaching, but everything from forms to touch points to milestones to things that will inform you of where the customer is up to, that's fine. Yeah. Automate it. Don't be scared to automate it. Yeah. I love a good automation.
Yeah. Or just lean into the automation so the client doesn't think that you're like trying to be sneaky about it or anything.
I still have my stance on go high level. I won't change it. That it's great in theory, but it's too risky.
Yeah.
It's really great in theory and I completely understand wanting to be on one platform, but I just don't believe it's just not there yet to have everything on.
Yeah, they're doing everything but nothing well.
Yeah.
They're what is it? Good at everything but not master of none. Jack of all trades but master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, let's put everything into one app. And oh God, that would be amazing. But my stance is still standing on it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Agree. Okay, so getting into the fun bit that everybody loves, training apps.
Yep.
So there are some people that are already moving quickly in the industry straight off the bat this year.
Core Coach
launched literally like the last week of December, which is a crazy time to launch.
No, they didn't. So I was speaking to Zane about it because they launched, but no one could get on the app until now.
Oh, okay. It was just like sign-ups.
Yeah, I think they were doing masterclasses. But Core Coach is the new hot topic, everyone. It's the new thing on the market. And I will say I have no doubt that Dane and Clean Health have built an incredible app, as you would with that much industry experience, with that much industry connection, 100%.
I think some people will openly hate it because there's so much AI in it.
Yes.
And they will be against it in some way because they're like, you're not coaching them that much. Like, yes, you have to do quite a bit yourself, but like there's a lot of AI, which is really helpful for coaches and getting stuff done really quickly. Yeah. But I think there will be some people that don't want to lean into it.
I feel that some people, well, I know because there's posts on it, but some people are really stuck in the old ways of coaching. And unfortunately, this market is innovating and it's moving. And, you know, the coaches that got results and are really, really good coaches but aren't keeping up with the systems and the AI, they are falling behind. And that's a shame. But that is what the industry is demanding at the moment. And there's a lot of that going on online at the moment.
Yeah.
But it's the new hot topic. It's the new shiny toy. I will give advice and say we haven't had a call with them yet. We have a call with them soon.
No, I asked them for a call. I messaged them like the last week of December and they sent me through like a Loom video of like how it all works and everything. And then I did ask to organize a call for the start of the year, but I haven't heard back. So I was going to follow up with them because it was obviously a hectic week that I asked them about it. So
we will have a call with them before we speak openly on it. But the only thing I will say is technology, when it comes out, is always going to have its glitches. We saw it with Kahunas. We saw it with a lot of different things. In saying this, Clean Health have been in a beta phase for such a long time with this app. They have been really trialing and testing it. So I don't know. I can't give the advice, but just be patient. Don't quickly jump on something just because everyone else is and you feel like you're going to fall behind. Because a lot of the times when people jump on something, there's problems and then them problems have to be fixed. And your coaching app, as much as it needs to work really well, it is the core of your coaching. And if you're jumping to another app and it doesn't go well, yes, you're going to have retention issues with your customers. So just watch it. My biggest advice, watch it.
If you haven't checked their website for like the pricing as well, it is a 12-month sign up minimum.
I don't know, but it gives, the way that they've marketed it is that you have to lock in for 12 months.
Yes.
Which is something that me and Kira are not a fan of.
I'm not a big fan.
It might just be them. It might not be that. We don't know. We can't talk on it. We haven't spoken to them.
It's 12 months pay in full or per month for 12 months.
Yeah.
So it looks like you are locked in for 12 months, which one of our clients who was going to sign up, that's what she said it was going to be if she signed up to it, and that put her off a little bit.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just the initial sign-ups. Maybe it'll change in future that you're not locked in. I don't know. But yeah, I'll try and get in touch with them again and try and organize a call so we can learn a bit more about it before we really go into detail on our feedback on it.
I hope it ends up being a good app because they've got the resources.
I have no
They've
doubts.
got everything.
I have no doubts it'll be great.
Yeah, no doubts, but time will tell.
Yeah.
And sometimes things take time. Like I remember Everfit came out, Kahunas took off, and then Everfit just exploded because they took their time with things where Kahunas just went they dove so far deep into it and all these problems just came out. So
still glitchy.
Time will tell, and there's always going to be a need for a training app. But yes, Core Coach is the new hot commodity on the market.
And then other platforms making some moves is HubFit has already had 2 new updates this year within their nutrition and their training side. They've got like on-demand workouts now, similar to Everfit's on-demand workouts. So they've actually integrated that now. And then they have the they've updated like a lot of their branding, the app look, all of that sort of stuff as well. So they're making some movements.
I haven't looked at HubFit. I put a post in the community group today around what training apps people are on. Someone said they're on Kahunas. They haven't made updates in 2 years.
It's still so slow. One of my clients is on it and I'm like, we spoke about changing apps and she's like, no, like I'm happy with it. And I was like, okay.
Everfit's glitchy at the moment. Everfit's glitching out on a couple people.
Is it?
I mean, internet connection's always pretty bad in the gym, so it could be internet
connection. Honestly, some parts of my gym, it'll just take forever to load.
Yeah.
And then you move somewhere else and you're like, oh, it's fine.
Yeah. Everfit's still Everfitting. It's still clonking away. They really do need to improve their nutrition side of things. That is one thing I did find out about Core Coach, though. They could not connect to MyFitnessPal. Apparently, this is coming from one of my clients.
Inside.
Pardon?
Don't they have their own diary
they've got their own
inside?
database, but this is why it pushed back their launch apparently because MyFitnessPal's actually said, no one gets access to us anymore. So that's why Everfit's got them. That's why Trainerize has them, but that's why no other training app has access to them.
I thought that happened.
Unless it's through the Apple Health, which feeds back into the app. Because MyFitnessPal said, nope, that's it, we're done, which makes sense because it would have been pulling money from MyFitnessPal. So Everfit, when I'm pretty sure this is the way it works, but when apps can use other apps, it's like you got in before it changed. So like you're going to be with it forever. So I think Core Coach has to use their own library. They cannot access MyFitnessPal whatsoever, which will be another change for your customers, although they'll be tracking in one app they're used to MyFitnessPal.
Yeah, but also I low-key don't like MyFitnessPal. I hate
over it.
I hate that you can see other people's entries, wrong entries. You have to cross-check everything or just make your own foods. And they're like changing what's included in each subscription tier all the time. Like for new people signing up, you basically have to have a paid version to use a usable app. And I don't like that. And I just hate the library. Honestly, I haven't used MyFitnessPal in over a year, which is such a stunning time because I get meal plans. But every occasionally I do use it just to like if I don't want to convert something from kilojoules to calories, I'll just scan it using the barcode scanner, because somehow my free one still does barcode scanning. I don't know how.
I just calculate that shit now.
Yeah,
4.6.
sometimes, but sometimes I just scan something. And yeah, I don't like it. So a part of me is like, yeah, use your own internal app and make it a bit more like one person's entry doesn't show up on everybody else's diary kind of thing, which to me is better than MyFitnessPal.
I still think though, it is so, like, for example, you're at that stage, right? Because you understand food. We all understand how to use it. I still think it's such an integral part of someone's journey to learn how to track food. And that's what I'm really excited to see with these new nutrition apps is, yes, Core Coach has its own database, but will the customers still learn how to play MFP Jenga? Will they still learn how to tweak their foods if they had an almond croissant in the morning and they cut their dessert out and blah, blah, blah? Like, that nutritional literacy for me was life-changing because I learned how to eat, right? And that I don't want that to get cut out of the industry. I don't think a lot of nutritionists would, because it's so important to know.
Yeah, I think it still works in a similar way. Like, it's still scanning barcodes and adding in your meals and your foods and all of that sort of stuff. The cool thing is that they do already have the scanner photo of your meal that you're having, and it will roughly calculate your calories for you.
That's
cool
insane.
Because then you can actually go, okay, like, this is the meal I built. How well did I do?
Actually, I don't like that, because when I go out for food, I'm like, oh yeah, less calories than there is.
That's definitely only 500 calories. It's like easily 1,000. So I do like that, because that is going to help people be like, okay, if I look at my plate, scan it and be like, all right, palm off half your chips, like get rid of some of your food. That's actually, this is just a tip for people dieting. But like, if you go out for a meal and you do go, okay, cool, I'm going to have like a steak, chips and veg. As soon as you get that plate of chips, get rid of half of your chips, put it in the middle of the table, whatever it is. Then you won't sit there just picking at the chips. And then you end up eating more chips than you thought you were going to eat. That's a little hack.
Dude, I just eat all the chips.
But that's fine. But also, if you need to.
Fuck the fat loss, I want a chippy.
Lola.
Oh, I can't believe I'm dieting till August. I'm so sad. I hate dieting so much. I looked into this actually. You know how I hate restriction on any form of my life? I hate restriction. Type A's hate it.
Yeah.
Type A's can't stand it.
Because you're not in control.
So when someone tells me I have to eat this much food, I'm like, I don't want to eat this much food. And that's why meal plans don't work for me.
Yeah, right. See, I like it because then I don't have to make the decision. Because I'm actually really bad at making decisions. Liam hates it.
Food.
Liam hates it. He's like, can you make a decision on anything? And I go, what do you want? And he's like, no, you choose. And I'm like, oh. I honestly, most of the time, I just like make people making decisions for me.
I love a good decision.
But then if I hate the decision, I'll be like, no. But yeah, anyway, getting
I was talking to my client about today because he's doing a prep in August and I'm getting married in August. I'm like, week 2, haven't lost weight. And he's like, your mindset is so wrong. I'm like, stop coaching me.
Yeah. I feel like you need to, you know how I had that realization about like how much self-talk affects how you feel about things. I feel like you have to start being like, I love dieting.
Once I start dropping kilos, I'll be fine. Once I start seeing the weight come off, I'll be fine. But because like I'm in my first week, I've gone from literally eating like maybe 2,300 calories a day untracked straight into 1,700. I know that's wild, but my coach didn't know how much I was eating because like I didn't track.
Yeah.
Straight into that, into like hardcore training and steps. I'm like, I hate my life.
Yeah.
But give me a few weeks, I'll be fine.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You just got to get through the little whingy part.
Yeah. I'll just whinge the entire time. Just have to deal with it.
Great.
Yay.
Okay. Also, OneFit has had some upgrades to their training as well. A part that they were missing, which most apps are missing, is the functional training aspect. So similar to like Train Heroic and things like that, where you can just do like written workouts. So like EMOMs and things like that. So being able to write like every minute on the minute, blah, 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 and kind of just like adding in a functional workout, high rocks training, all of that sort of stuff. They've now integrated that as an option to build out your workouts too, which a lot of apps are missing.
God, I haven't done an EMOM in a hot minute. Hey. They used to kill me.
They're hard.
We should do that one day as a TikTok.
Yeah. Okay. When I was in my deficit. I had to do air bike EMOM for 10 minutes.
Nah,
but it was,
you wouldn't catch me dead.
But it was
that.
like 15 seconds hard work, 45 seconds slow.
Oh, that's all right.
So it's not too bad.
I did that with Sequoia. I was like, I don't want the minute to come. I don't want it to come. Oh God.
That's funny.
Things that we do.
But anyway, so yeah, that was good. And at the end of the year, they did have some other updates, but I think I went over all of their updates in the app update app.
Yeah, we did. Also with your apps though, get some feedback from your customers. Get some honest feedback from your customers and hear what they're saying. This is a really great example is I used to have my customers on Slack and we had to move them into WhatsApp because Slack is just a nightmare. All of them were like, I hated Slack. I was like, you should have just told me at the start and I would have moved us back.
Yeah.
Like if it creates a better customer experience for my customer, I would move back.
You even asked me, you're like, do you want to move your clients onto Slack? I was like, nope.
It's a nightmare.
I did not want to move them onto Slack. And then you had to move all yours back to WhatsApp.
So annoying. And all of them are so much happier. I'm like, you should have just told me.
Yeah. Like,
so
ask your clients for feedback. And we are going to get into like how to audit your systems, which that is one of the main things. But the other note that we want to make is like new apps and our apprehension, which we've already kind of gone over Core Coach. But we do get a weird vibe from Fitsley.
Yeah, Fitsley is kind of...
They're pumping their marketing and DMs at the moment. And
the only reason we're weird on it is because the interface is a copy and paste of HubFit.
I looked into it last year when I first heard about it. And then I messaged HubFit and I was like, hey, are you like a white labeled app? Like can other people like buy your platform and rebrand it? Because I've come across Fitsley and it is almost identical to your app. And they were like, no, they pretty much just copied our layout. And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Fitsley, if you listen to this.
Sorry, but
just what we're hearing.
It's just what we got told.
We'll jump on a call with you and have a chat.
Yeah. But so that is the only reason why I got like a little bit of weird vibes from it. But they seem to be trying to update a lot this year.
They seem to be tackling a market of hybrid in-person and online coaches.
Yeah, I think so.
They seem to be tackling that booking need in the industry. Again, we'll probably have to jump on a call with them and just see where they're at. But it is a new app on the market. Very, very similar to HubFit.
Yeah.
But again, all apps are similar. Like HubFit is like Everfit and Kahuna's had a child. And everyone's taking from feedback. I reckon they all sit on the App Store and look at each other's reviews. And
for sure they would be looking at each other's and what they've got. Like you'd be stupid not to.
Have you looked at the trading out reviews on App Store?
No.
If you guys are bored in bed one day, jump on. It's actually
They would be ruthless.
Yeah, there's some absolute
I reckon most training
carnage.
apps have like 1-star reviews. Like
absolute carnage in the app.
Oh my God, that is wild.
Because there's like...
Well, that's why Kahuna's had to shut down their Facebook.
Because there's like user error. So people will sign up to a big coaches program on Everfit, but then blame Everfit for the program not working.
But also they'll just download the app, but like their coach hasn't invited them or like, oh man, it's a total
Seriously,
nightmare.
reading reviews is my favorite thing to do when I'm bored. There's a not Rotten Tomatoes. There's a forum online, and if you type in a really big training out reviews, it's a forum and all people talk on it. And I mean, it's entertaining, but it's also really great market research for us just to see like what's going wrong. But people are absolutely nuts, hey?
They're crazy.
Hiding behind a screen, Apple's 22, like all these random usernames.
Yeah. Anyway, so how to audit your systems. So complete feedback with your clients. Find out how their onboarding process was. Did they find it difficult? Was there too many things that they had to complete? How was getting onto the app? How was first using it? And then use that information to fix your systems. Do you need a welcome onboarding loom? Do you need to send them something else on the onboarding? Do you need to make it less steps? What is it? Like actually ask them.
I'm going to add to this. Put your business coach through your systems. I get onboarded by all my clients.
Yeah.
I go through their training apps. I think that's the bare minimum in the fitness space.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak on any other coaches because I don't know how they work. But if you're giving someone advice on how to run their systems, give me access to the app. Let us log in.
Yeah.
Let us have a little look around. Let's be onboarded.
I usually get them to do a Loom video.
Immediately you pick it up straight away. It's like, why are you doing this like this?
Yeah.
This sucks.
I'm like, take me through, Loom record, adding me in as a client, what you do in the back end. Because I want to see what they're doing in the back end and me being invited as a client.
I literally say, set up your Loom, click play, add me as a client, film it, send it to me. I'll get the client invite and then film what you do on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And immediately we fix everything.
So many things.
That's the bare minimum with systems.
And it is funny because when they do normally do the Loom video, they go, this is probably wrong. Or like they say, and I'm like, so why haven't you fixed it anyway? So it is good for a coach to do. And so if you don't have a business coach, obviously maybe get one, but
come join us.
But other thing is to like purposefully and intentionally go through your onboarding process as a client, as you're doing it. And instead of going, oh, I'll fix that someday, fix it. Actually fix it.
Again, it's the smallest thing that drives you insane. That onboarding email sent me into psychosis. I was losing my mind over it.
Yeah. Audit the platforms. Is there anywhere that you're spending too much money on? Are you across too many platforms? Can you condense it? Have you not audited your processes since apps have had updates with internalized options? Everything like that.
I do want to touch on this. With auditing platforms, a lot of people don't know how to audit. So, for example, what I do is I get my guys to send me through what subscriptions they're paying. So this is a really easy way to do it. Go get your Xero, get your profit and loss, look at your subscriptions, whatever it is. Send me it, and I get them to send me a list with the costing. I'm like, why are we paying for this? Why are we paying for this? This is a shitty purchase. What's the uses for this? And then we just break it down, and then we can actually look at like where we're using things and where we're not. And some things people will be paying for. It's like CapCut, another video editor. It's like, nope, cancelled out. Pick one. So just really simply go through your subscriptions. We do this all the time. Like if we have a really big outgoing month, I'm like, okay, where did we go wrong this month? What's happening? And it's always a sneaky little charges. They always get you. Yeah. Everfit's a good one for this because they charge you randomly. So it's the day that you sign up, but then the day that you add the add-on is the next date of the next payment that comes out. So it isn't cycled through to the same day of the month. So say you sign up on a Monday and then the following Tuesday you added an add-on, your payment would be taken out on that Monday and then another payment would be taken out on the Tuesday. So they just get you. So constantly just like monitoring that is so important.
Yeah. Also, if you add on something with, it's like 2 different payments. Even if it's on the same billing cycle, they'll charge you for the app use and then the add-on.
Yeah, it's blows my mind. Just like cycle it in, please. Pro rata it.
Yeah. Accrue it. And
so really audit what you're using, how it works, and if it can work better. It's okay to have a little bit of manual touch here and there, but seriously, if you submit your systems to someone and they say all groovy, there's always something to fix on a system. Yeah. It just needs to be reviewed adequately.
Yeah, agree. Going into structuring your week and your tasks, big one. I had a conversation with someone the other day, one of my clients the other day, and I was like, what does your week look like? Do you actually map out when you're doing creative work, when you're doing business work, when you're doing client work? Like, do you actually know when you are best at each task? So I know for myself, I'm much better at locking in the afternoons, which is probably different to people.
Really?
Yeah. So I will put off things in the morning for the start of my day, and then the afternoon I'm like, let's go. I don't know what it is.
That is so odd.
Random. So I don't know what it is. So in the mornings, I'm really good at like client replies, messages. That's why you'll probably notice I get through all of my messages, all my emails, everything at the start of the day. I set up my afternoon. I'm like, cool, what's my big task? What am I going to get done? What do I want to complete? I like to complete big tasks like all in one go. I do not like splitting it across like multiple days. And so I'm much better at the random little tasks at the start of my day and then big tasks I like to do in the afternoon, which is random. And then literally my client was like, same. She was like, I can't do, and she goes, I feel bad that I'm not doing things on my business, but then I'm sitting there with like all these house chores to get done, clients to get back to, creative stuff to get, content planning. And she's like, and I feel like I should be working on them in the morning, but I'm better at them in the afternoon, but I feel bad because I should be working on my business. And I'm like, there's nothing that you should be doing. What works for you is what works for you. Like, this is another thing coming back to like, stop looking at what other people are doing. I was like, map out your week, put in at the start of your day, housework, job tasks for your kids. Like, what are you walking around your house that is irritating you? get that done in the morning, message clients, get back to them, do all that work. And then the afternoons are yours and your business. And she's like, love that. And I was like, great. I want you to schedule out your entire week, send it to me. And I want to have a look at it that you've actually mapped it out. I was like, add in everything, add in getting up, your walk, your gym sessions, when you're having your lunch break, all of that sort of stuff. And she's like, okay.
We have really taken priority in time management this year because we've got a really big year coming up. But I had a conversation the other day with one of my clients. She's face to face and she's struggling to get some work done online. She's like, I've got so much capacity. It's because her face to face is on her check-in day. She's got face to face on her check-ins. I'm like, you need to move that day and your whole week will change. And it's just restructuring. But some tips, schedule in your content, schedule in when you're going to film and make sure that you adhere to it. Pretending like you do have an appointment really does work. So scheduling that in, making sure you do that. But just really being realistic about your weeks. For example, my weeks are so busy that I work on Sunday nights to get admin done. And I actually love it because I put a movie on and I get it all done and no one's talking to me and no one responds to me and it's fantastic. Whereas throughout the day, I barely get a thing done because I'm constantly doing advice and talking to people and things like that. And as you said, it doesn't need to work for everyone. It doesn't need to be the way that other people do it. And I feel a lot of people listening to this would feel guilt for not working an 8 to 5. It's okay to not work an 8 to 5. God, if I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, I could pump out a full day's of work in 3 hours. Yeah. Kind of thing. I have no choice but to work 8 to 5. But do you know what I mean? As a coach. But this is one thing. Everyone is really struggling at the moment. What do I do daily? What do I do weekly? What do I do fortnightly? What do I do monthly to keep my business running? And I think I'm going to make a spreadsheet of like what daily tasks you need to tick off, what weekly tasks you need to tick off, what monthly tasks you need to tick off, because really like with what I've seen, the reason why people aren't growing is because they're not doing their tasks. And it's probably because they just don't know how to.
Yeah. This actually reminds me of another platform you should be using is a CRM and a platform to like track everything. Yeah. That is another high recommendation of what platform you should be on.
Yeah.
You reminded me with like a whole spreadsheet thing. But yeah, absolutely. Can you make a Notion board? You make the spreadsheet and I'll make the Notion board.
Notion. But yeah, jotting down.
But you make spreadsheet, I'll make Notion board.
Yeah. Even looking back through your to-do list and saying, what have I done daily? What have I done weekly? What have I done monthly? Let me put that into something and
It's actually a great way to be able to audit, to be like, okay, why aren't things moving in my business? Instead of being like, why isn't anything happening? It's the same with not tracking your social data. You can actually look back and go, okay, well, I didn't do that daily and I didn't do that weekly and I didn't do that monthly. So no wonder my business isn't moving. Or you just can't see that it's moving because you're not tracking anything or you're not doing the task that you need to do to be able to see it all. And
wouldn't it be great if a platform told you what to do?
That would be fantastic.
Moving on.
Cool. So
how many things we've been going for ages?
No, we're just about at the end.
Okay, cool.
So within that auditing phase, audit what jobs you could actually pass on in the future. If you are going to grow, even if you're not growing right now, at least put it in place so when you do grow, you actually don't have to map everything out of like what you can hand off. You already know what you can hand off.
Yeah. I had a conversation with a coach who's scaling. She's got 3 coaches and she was like, oh, they're all maxed with their hours. I'm like, okay, what are they doing? And then I said, what can no one else do but them? And she goes, client comms, programming and nutrition. I was like, what are they doing outside that? And it was everything from like EverFit notifications and like, you know, all these little bits and pieces. She was like, I actually didn't realize that they don't need to do that. I'm like, as long as they are the one-to-one coach, they're communicating with their customers, they're giving a high quality coaching experience, they don't need to be like doing liking people's posts and doing engagement on social media and things like that. You can have a list of clients and give it to a VA and they can go do it and make sure that they're doing it. Of course, it's better when the coach does it itself, but when you got to think strategically about how you can bring more customers into your businesses with capacity, it's really important. And I always say, what can you do and what's the only thing that you can do? What can you not palm off? Make a list of that and prioritize that. Everything else can go.
Yeah. And actually create some systems and processes for those tasks. So when you can hand it off, and I bet you once you actually list them out, you'll be wanting to hand them off so fast anyway. And then so when somebody does come into your business, you can be like, great, here's the SOPs. This is how you do it. This is what I need you to check. These are your tasks.
Yeah.
And so you can easily hand it off, and it's way less time training someone, because that's the biggest thing. They're like, oh, but if I pass off this task, I have to train them, I have to teach them and blah, blah, blah. It's like, have it ready to go so it's easy to train them.
Unfortunately, you got to pick your heart. You can either keep doing it, or you can take a month to train someone and hand it off.
And then never have to do it again.
Actually.
Yeah.
So that's a really big tip. Always prep like you're a bigger business. Keeping in mind that you are a small business, always prep that you've got an employee, or always prep that you're going to have someone come on board. That's a really great tip, because it gives you, not only does it broaden your mind and give you a bigger vision, but when it push comes to shove, at the end of the day, hire slow, fire fast is the motto. But when you hire, you're really going to need someone. When it comes to hiring, even though you're hiring slow, you're going to need them so bad, and they're going to have to come in and you're going to want it to be quick. So make the onboarding process quick, and you might as well do it that way.
Yeah. Amazing. The other note that we had was just about key dates of your year.
Yeah, so we're going to follow this up with our marketing episode, but sit down with a calendar in front of you and map out what is going on in your year. What are your key dates? When you're on annual leave, are you hosting free masterclasses? What are you doing this year for your business? Map it out, put it on the calendar, and make sure you have a clear vision of it. And then next week we'll come back and teach you how to actually do that.
I feel like that's another part that coaches feel so flustered by, is because they don't know what's coming up, or like all of a sudden they're like, oh, I haven't done that in ages, I should probably plan one. And they have to like plan it quickly, and then it's not done as well as they want it to be. And then that's why they feel a bit like, oh, everything just feels rushed, or like I'm rushing to do everything and it's not perfect, so I can't do it because it's not perfect. But it's like, imagine if you planned it out 6 months ahead, and then actually create a task list of what you need to get done before then. It'll feel so much better.
Buy a big 1 year calendar and have it all out on that. But we feel that too. We actually had to map out a full yearly calendar. Get a big calendar so you can clearly see it, even if it's a month, and stick them on the wall, whatever you need to do, so you can see your full year, and chuck in your key dates, and it's going to change your organization completely.
Yeah.
But you'll have to come back next week to hear more about that one.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us again and listening to our first episode of season 3.
And welcome back, guys.
We are back, and we are ready for a big year.
Big year. We say this every year. BC is going to be big.
Biggest yet.
Biggest.
So yeah. Anyway,
Bye, guys.
Join the community group. So
if you guys want exclusive podcast episodes that will be us answering our community questions, make sure to join our community group, because it's going to be in our bio. You don't want to miss out. We're also doing a little giveaway in that community group at the moment. So everyone's getting a free little item from us, whoever's commenting on that post, so you don't want to miss out. We will have it linked below. But this is the year of community for us, so make sure you join.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.